Captain.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm pleased to introduce Nils Peterson as a member of the Moscow Tree Commission, who will make the annual City Council report on behalf of the Commission. Nils?
Thank you, Tom. Wake this up here. All right. Madam Mayor, council members, the Moscow Tree Commission has been created to plan, establish, and help conduct a comprehensive community forestry program for the city, and we're focused on ensuring safe, healthy trees, a community forestry program to enhance the quality of life that we live here in Moscow. And our primary focus is on three areas: to educate about the value of trees, and I'll talk about those values in several directions, to nurture aspects that advance the forest, and to advise the council and mayor and staff on issues around the city forestry questions. I'm here tonight because I'm the low-ranking member and everybody else is on vacation. But more importantly, I'm here to advertise that we have 3 vacancies on the commission and would welcome having a new low-ranking member for the next report. Importantly, this is a celebratory year for us. Moscow has been a Tree City participant for a number of years. There are over 3,400 Tree Cities in the United States. We have been an active participant for 20 years, and at Arbor Day this year, the mayor accepted the little trophy on the left from the Arbor Day Foundation folks in recognition of 20 years of participation. Not all cities have reached this level of participation. Our theme for the Arbor Day 2013 was around the role of trees in the business district, the impact that those have on attracting consumers to downtown, to encourage them to linger, to encourage them to be engaged in the things that are going on. I'll give you an example of a shopping district with no trees and a shopping district with trees. The difference is quite amazing in terms of the appeal and desire to hang out there. And I think this also fits with the notion that the council has been advancing its agenda to extend the downtown beautification further north on Main Street. And I think you would agree that part of that is to find a way to have trees as we move north from the central business district into the motor business district. The commission has been present at Farmers Market. I think we're signed up for 3 times this year, and really enjoy the venue. Appreciate the ability that the Arts Commission has created a wonderful space all over for the market, but that it has a space for city commissions, and that we have been able to be there and meet with members of the public. In fact, we like it so well that we've decided to not go to the Latah County Fair this year, in preferring the kinds of contacts and interactions. We get more Moscow people here, that we feel, than we get at the fair. Tom, can you remind me of who the funder is? We just got a small grant to create this brochure.
Latah Community Foundation.
Latah Community Foundation funded. One of the biggest questions that folks in town have is around planting trees, and this is a little bit of a Moscow-centric brochure to help answer that general question of brown side down, green side up. But some other information about, quality of the hole that you need to dig, and things like call before you dig and other concerns that people might have. 2 things are on our horizon. We're working on the idea of an adopt a tree mechanism to gather volunteer energy in support of the city's forest. Much like Adopt a Street is a way for volunteers to contribute to picking up litter or other kinds of beautification activities, Adopt a Tree will be, we hope, a mechanism that people in town will give energy in support of the efforts of the city staff to develop and enhance the city's urban forest. And the other thing further on our horizon, but I think closer on your horizon, is the issue of stormwater management. As those regulations come down on the city, we are thinking about the role of trees and the ways that the Tree Commission could get involved in helping staff think about including trees and tree plantings and other things in the mechanisms that are being developed to enhance stormwater management. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Nils. We appreciate your report. Council members have questions or comments? Wayne?
Comment, not a question. As a liaison for the Tree Commission, I just really want to encourage folks to let's fill up these 3 openings that we have in it. This is my second year as liaison for the Tree Commission, and one of the reasons that I really enjoy being on it is because it's so educational. And the folks that are on it have a real heart for it, and there's a lot of expertise within that commission. And so it's a great educational experience and a learning experience for me, just like being on the Historical Preservation Commission was. So there's 3 openings on that, and we need some people that are excited and have ideas and love trees and understand where they fit within the community. And with that, I just want to thank the commission members for the work that you guys put in on that. You do a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
It's very important stuff, for sure. I've sent out my letters of drumming up interest kinds of things, recruitment letters this last week
and
to see what we
that slide
can do.
that you had up there that showed a barren street as opposed to one with lots of trees and so much more welcoming and so much more calming, that it's a great example of the importance that we have. And anybody that's looked back over the years on what Moscow looked like back in the late 1800s, it was prairie. And so the trees that we have are old.
Mm-hmm.
We have a mature
And
forest.
this assessment of the trees is something that's important. Victoria sent us emails about the willow tree that had to come down and how bad, but it was 70 years old, and we've got a lot of trees that are old, and they're going to need to be replaced. And so the work the Tree Commission does is important. So rock on.
Thank you, Wayne. Yes, and you're right. The economic value of trees is multiple dimensions in downtown, in terms of shopping, in residential neighborhoods, in terms of resale value, but also in terms of these more intangible but still real economic values in sound deadening, to quiet neighborhoods, in wind reduction. I mean, we lose trees periodically to wind, but they're doing something. They're keeping the shingles on your roof when they're stopping that wind. And in water retention, increasing the humidity, making it more comfortable, and in stormwater management. So it's a valuable asset in the city.
And from the
Wildlife
perspective,
habitat.
yes, from the perspective of government, it also allows us to avoid penalties from the Environmental Protection Agency for stormwater violations. So trees are very important for that. I do want to share a bit of good news. I found a note on my office door on Friday from a resident who wants to contribute money for trees in our new pocket park. And I'm just very encouraged by that. I also want to mention, as we talk about the relationship between trees and economic development and commercial interests, at our Arbor Day event, and Nils, you'll remember this, we were in Friendship Square, and there was all this speechifying going on, and Gina Terusio, the executive director for Moscow Chamber, got up there, and she started remembering her grandma. And she sat next to her grandmother on a bench under a tree and talked. And that meant a lot to her, to be in that space and the reflections that she shared with us. And certainly, as you point out, it is a more desirable place to be when you have that buffer, that shelter, the sounds of the birds, the edible forest. We're getting a lot of interest in food in the landscape as well. So you're doing really important work, and I hope between Wayne's recruitment and my efforts and others that we can fill up that commission for you and get somebody up here, if you really prefer that you have another presenter next year. Yes, Sue?
I just hope, and of course this is something that I've been putting forward a long time since when I first moved to Moscow, the forest was mature then, and that was 30 years ago. to encourage interplanting now because it takes 30 years. The tree that I planted in between the maple that wasn't going to make it, it's just about getting the right size now, and that was 30 years ago, so it takes a while. So interplant now while you have to, before everything
it's a
comes
whole.
down.
And
And
the-
before it's a whole, exactly.
And the budget we're going to consider tonight includes some funding for such things, for assessment, tree risk assessment, pruning, and succession planning for the next, the understory to grow to the next layer of urban forest. So
Great.
it's in here. We're looking forward to the outcome.
And hopefully Adopt a Tree will become a mechanism that can leverage that funding further.
Great. Thank you, Nils.